Did you grow up playing Mario 64? If you answered yes, then you probably recognize this piece of music. What a nostalgic piece. But why is it so nostalgic? Does it have anything to do with the chords that are being played in this song? Well, let's try to figure it out together. Down to F. Okay, we start with the G chord. G add 9. F9 sharp 11. This is very, very interesting. Do you see what's wrong with that if we say we are in G major? When we begin with a major chord like this, we would think like, oh, we're in G. We'll start with the 1 major. But see what happens later on. We get the F. And if you know your scales, note F isn't in G major. That's the scale of G major. We could say that we are in G mixolydian. If we are in G mixolydian, we flatten the 7th. So we get that really bright sound from the mixolydian scale. The G mixolydian mode is just like regular G major, but with a flattened 7th. And what do I mean by a flattened 7th? Well, in a scale we have numbers for each note. So let's take G major for example. The G is 1, the A is 2, the C is 4, and so on. Every note has a number. And we only have 7 notes. So what is the 7th note of the G major scale? Well, let's check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. F sharp is the 7th note in G major. So if we flatten it, we get an F. Then we get G mixolydian. Dire Dire Docks would sound very different if we weren't in the mixolydian scale. But let me play it in regular G major and see if you can hear a difference. Ooh, that sounds so sad. It's like, oh no, that doesn't sound right. Okay, we have the same 2 chords. And then the second interesting thing about this chord progression is that we go to this E flat chord. If you didn't realize, this E flat chord, it's not in G mixolydian, like not at all, because we have an E flat, we don't have an E flat in G major, we have E, and we also get a B flat, which we don't have in G major, we have B. This is what I would say to justify it. We go from an F chord, and if we see temporarily that this F chord is the home chord, then we can justify that that movement comes from a F mixolydian sound. I know, no, it's not that scary, it's not that scary. If we know our F major scale, then we can see that we have B flat, but we don't have E flat. But if we make this F mixolydian, what do we get? E flat, because we flatten the 7th. And then here we get the melody, right? It doesn't seem like we have exactly the same chords. No, we have the same chords, it's just played a little differently. It's still the same motion, right? Listen. G, F, E flat, F to G. And we stay on the G for a little while there. G, F, E flat. Yeah, but we stay on that chord progression and it's beautiful. It just changes how the chords are being played. I think one element that we should talk about and why it sounds the way it sounds is because of the instrumentation. As you can hear, we're not using like a normal piano here. It kind of sounds like a xylophone synth or something, and we have a lot of pads in the background. That's a very common way to get that water feel in your music. We can hear it in Donkey Kong as well. So if I were to make something that sounds watery, I might have the piano there, lower it a little bit in volume, then maybe add a bell, and let's make it play simultaneously. So let's do something like this. I don't know, I'm just playing nonsense, but you get the point. The chords give us that bittersweet, happy feeling, but the instrumentation is what gives us that watery feel. Should we analyze this? That's a sweet chord. What's that? It's basically 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, simple, nice. I like it. And then we have... Oh, there you go. There we go. Ah, I see. That's interesting. We get like a G minor sound. I would say it makes sense because we go chromatically down. We go from G over B to G minor, but with the third on the bass. And then we go chromatically down to some kind of A chord. I don't know, it doesn't sound like A minor, but we go to some kind of A chord. Here we get B flat, A, D. We get kind of a 2-5-1 sound. We go from an A to a D to a G. So that's a 2-5-1 motion. Right? That's a 2-5 motion. Secondary dominants are dominant chords based around the fifth of the chord you're trying to go to. We are trying to go to D, right? So the D chord, the fifth is A, so we have A here. And then we go to D sus. Now we're trying to go to G, so what is the fifth for a G chord? The fifth is D, so you have D there. So that's what we do, A, D, G. Listen to this. Strings. Really nice, by the way. It's sustained strings here. It's not like we're trying to do staccato, tremolo, trills here and there. It's like simple. And this part I really like, that we get the strings playing the melody. And this percussion and bass and strings really gives it more of... It gives it a more hopeful feeling, that's what I would say. Even more percussion. Sounds kind of like a hi-hat. Yeah, this is amazing. Okay, that hi-hat went away, but we still have the main percussion there. Should we talk we can talk about the sustained strings maybe? That's essentially what we get. G to F to G. So, is there something to the chords and the instrumentation that makes this track so nostalgic? Yes, the modes that are alternating between the chord progression, the melody, the strings, all of those things contribute to that very nostalgic feeling we get when we listen to this song. Okay, I think that's gonna be it for today's video. Hope you really enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave any suggestions in the comment section below. And yes, I will see you guys when I see you guys. Bye!